Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Parang may echo pa yata. Okay, so good morning to all our participants for today. We can also open our Facebook page, DXN Philippines, and at the same time, we are also live in our FB. So welcome to all our participants to the second Monday of our Sunya for the month of October. It's so nice to see you here again, to learn again and practice our Sunya. So today we're going to have Sunya awareness and mental health to be conducted by Ms. Zai Chan. So our DXN Star Agent, and she is also our Sunya Council representative in the Philippines, a co-creator of Mystic Angels, co-creator of Fox Tribe, co-carrier of Sisterhood of the Rose PH, co-creator of Artsy Quartzy Crafts and Crystals, Access Bar practitioner, Reiki practitioner, and Tarot and Oracle card reader, as well
Recording
as
in progress.
practitioner. So let us all welcome with this wonderful topic and practice today, Ms. Zai Chan with our virtual heart and clock. Hello,
Good
Ms.
morning.
Zai. Morning.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. Our topic for today is all about Sunya awareness and mental health. So it's so timely because yesterday we just celebrated, or we just honored the mental health awareness day, and it also covers the whole month of October. So yeah, this topic is very, very, very timely. And welcome everyone. So excited for this talk. So shall we start sharing screen? And I'd like to honor and acknowledge also Tina and everybody here, the DXN Philippines, and who else? Mr. Alan, Miss Arian, Mr. and Miss Arman Roa, Miss Babes, the DXN South Luzon, Miss Gloria, Miss Gwendolyn, Richard, Buddy, and Miss Jenny, everyone around here. Thank you so much. And yeah, so shall we begin? So welcome to Sunya Awareness and Mental Health. I am your Sunya guide for today. I'm Zai, and to those who are watching us or joining us in 21 Day Sunya Challenge, welcome to your day 11. Ooh, how did we get so lucky? And yes, so next slide, please. So yes, before we go to our main topic, so I'd just like to share to you all the two causes of suffering. This was also mentioned by Dr. Lim in one of our Sunya talks last year. So the first cause of suffering is what you wish you did not get. So sometimes it also leads us to frustration. So like we'd like to get something, we'd like to get something, but it seems like mahirap siya kunin or mahirap siya gawin because everything has a process, diba? We cannot go to 100 without even stepping to 0. So this one, some people, it frustrates it frustrates them not getting what they wish or what they'd like to have. So that's the number one cause of suffering. And the second one is what you do not want is imposed on you. So it's like kapag meron tayong gusto or meron tayong hindi gusto, pero yun yung pinapagawa sa atin. So this usually happens. This is very common. Kunyari, back in my younger days though, meron akong gustong kunin na kurso, or like I'd like to study in a different school in a different place, pero ayaw ng mama ko. So nandun ako so I had to stay here in Davao City, which made me really, really, really depressed at that time. So, but we all have choices, and we can also just live by it, you know. So, yun, and luckily I'm still here. And yeah, so yun yung two causes of suffering. When we go back and reflect to these two causes, you will know what where you are right now, or what makes you what makes you feel the way you feel right now. Or this can also, knowing these two causes, parang makakaano ka rin, yung makaka-contribute ka rin sa mga tao around you kung bakit sila nade-depress. So when somebody tells you, I am depressed or I am sad, you can actually ask or just listen to them, and you will understand kung bakit nila pinagdadaanan yung pinagdadaanan nila ngayon. So this one. And I'd like to share also a quote from the Buddha. So the root of all suffering is attachment. So ayun yon. Dahil meron tayong attachment sa mga bagay-bagay, hindi tayo agad-agad nakaka-move on. Or ito yung nakakapa-depress sa atin, or nakakapa-anxious sa atin. So, dahil meron tayong mga attachment sa mga bagay-bagay na to, sa mga gusto nating makuha na hindi natin makuha, at sa mga ayaw natin na ini-impose sa atin. Dahil masyado tayong attached sa result. So, those are the two causes of suffering. So, next slide, please. If you can check the chat there, Miss Juliet shared the Facebook link to the live stream, so you can share it on your news feed in Facebook. So, shall we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, yeah, so what shall we do if we catch ourselves suffering from things that we do not get, and from the things that were imposed to us? So, we reprogram our mind. So, yun, we reset, we reprogram. How do we do this? So, you own your mind, but the mind doesn't own you. So, minsan kasi, masyado nating, we make things very significant, or we allow our minds to control us or to own us. Yung kinakain na tayo ng ating pag-iisip. Yun yung, isa din yun yung when we overanalyze things, kapag masyado nating iniisip ang mga bagay-bagay, minsan napapangunahan na natin ang mga pangyayari. That's also a sign that your mind is controlling you. So, know that you own your mind. You are actually the master of your thoughts. So you create your future. You create the outcome. So know that you can always reprogram your mind, because when the mind comes down, you become more aware. So it's just like sa computer. So because earlier, while I was preparing this slide and isasend ko kay Tina, so I encountered technical problems sa computer. So what I did was, kasi nga naghang siya, hindi na gumagalaw, hindi na nagre-respond ang lahat-lahat. So i-reset ko siya. And how do we reset it? Dahil nga puno na marami na akong na-open ng mga pages and applications in my computer earlier. So I reset it. I Control Alt Delete, and then when it still did not respond, I reset it. Yung reset button. So that's what we do also with our minds, with the practice of Sunya, or with the practice of daily Sunya. We reset our minds daily, because in your 24 hours, meron talagang minutes or seconds dyan wherein you are required to reset, because hindi natin may iwasan na mag-isip, hindi natin may iwasan na mapuno na or mapuno ng emotions ng ating mind or everything, you know, we cannot actually hindi natin siya may iwasan. But what's good about it is that you have the power to calm your mind down and become more aware of where you are right now, or what's the next step you're going to take. You know, instead of, you know, when you catch yourself being anxious or being bit depressed, you have this, at least you have this knowledge that you can actually just reset. You know, just like what we do in our computer, just like what we do in our cell phone, kapag nagahang, we reset. Kasi we cannot function, just like our gadgets, we cannot function if we are full. Right? So reprogram your mind, break the habit of anxiety, and beat any fear. So because anxiety and fear are also blockages, it blocks our mind. It blocks our minds. Hindi na tayo makakapag-isip ng maayos kapag nakakain na tayo ng fear at ng anxiety. So just like what's going on in our society right now, in our country. So we have this pandemic and we have this election. Election is coming up. The campaign is coming up. So everybody is bashing bashing everybody. So you know, this creates anxiety, and this also creates fear. These things, diba? Fear of relationships na nag-break, like family ties or, you know, business partners, because of these points of view that we have in different areas of our lives. So break that, reprogram your mind, detach, okay? That's the key word, detach and reprogram. So that's it. That's what we're going to learn. So how do we reset? How do we detach? How do we reprogram our mind? So next slide, please. Okay, so paano? We have the tool, or we have this practice that we have been practicing this for more than 2 years, but it's very ancient. You know, matagal na to siya. So we practice Sunya or Shunyata. It's derived from Sanskrit word means shunyata, or zero, or nothingness, or emptiness. So, okay, bakit nothingness? Bakit emptiness? So, wala na ba? Wala ka nang mararamdaman. Empty ka na. Not empty na. It's not empty na numb or wala. Wala na talaga. But the emptiness that we are referring here is going back to nothing. Okay? Hindi yung numb. It's not numb that we are referring to. So Shunya is a mind practice, and it is not just a breathing exercise. So lahat ba dito nakakapag-practice na ng Shunya? Can we have a hands up? Thumbs up. Can you see a thumbs up? Okay, thank you, Tina. Thank you, Miss Gloria. Okay, so marami yating hindi pa nakapag-practice ng Sunya. So that is Sunya. It's just becoming zero, or reset. Kasi kapag nagre-reset tayo, na, di ba, nagpag-reset natin ng ating cellphone, minsan nawawala na talaga siya. So that's restoring everything, restore factory settings. So this reset is every time we do Sunya, we go back to zero. So when something is, you know, if there's a space, there is another chance or possibility that you can fill it in with another experience. Yes, thank you, Miss Manina. And yes, can we move on to the next slide, please? Wow. Okay, so what we're going to share, the tool that is also part of Sunya is this one is the basic practice of Sunya. And this is the small practice. So like what I have mentioned, we've been practicing this for more than 2 years. And although most of us are already in the bigger practice of Sunya, but we do not just skip. I mean, we still practice the basic or the small practice of Sunya because we cannot move on to the next if we do not master this one. And by mastering, it does not mean if if magaling ka na dito, hindi mo na siya ipapractice. No, this one is mastering requires daily practice. Okay, so we practice reverse counting. So again, how do we reset our minds? So we do reverse counting. So reverse counting brings your total awareness on the present moment. Lahat tayo, we know how to count. And we know how to count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we also know how to do reverse counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So lahat tayo marunong yan. So there is no excuse on not doing this one. So reverse counting also keep up with the count as keeping up with the count assists you on paying attention to not wander off. So because kapag hindi tayo nag-practice ng reverse counting first, while in Sunya, actually, na mawawala ka sa iyong breathing, you lose count. Okay, so this one assists you in your breathing. We will teach you how, or we will share, or we will teach you how to do it with along with the breathing in this sa later part. And then reverse counting also strengthens your focus as it cultivates mindfulness. So these are the benefits of reverse counting. So sa madaling salita, reverse counting actually brings you to the present moment. Okay, so there were also practices na they do reverse counting to calm down, to calm down themselves. Like when you are so angry, you just count 3, 2, 1, 0 or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or just start with 5. So you try it now. While you're breathing, you count just 5 or just 3, 2, 1, and 0. It actually helps your mind and your whole body to relax simply by just doing the reverse counting. So how much more if you practice it in your meditation? So, okay, any questions? So can we move on to the next slide, please? Masyado bang mabilis? Sorry. Okay, so ayun na yung first is reverse counting, then we go to the breathing. So as we have mentioned earlier, Sunya is a mind practice and not just a breathing exercise, but still breathing is part of the shunyata practice or sunya practice. So what's the important or anong meron sa breathing? So our breath is actually the link between the mind and the body. Okay, so when you are consciously breathing, it actually links to your mind and then down to your body. So, and did you know that we can actually consciously control our breath? Yet in Sunya, we breathe naturally. So sa Sunya, although we are very aware that we can control our breath, can actually hold your breath, diba, for a long time. In Sunya, we just breathe naturally. And we breathe through our nose and we do not try to control it. So in some meditation schools, they will require you to hold your breath. But in Sunya practice, if we don't impose anything, you just breathe naturally. Okay, and don't try to control it. You breathe through your nose. So breathing also is linked to our emotions. So all of our emotional shifts are reflected in our breathing pattern. Like for example, um when you are excited, you breathe fast. Oh my God, yan. So mabilis ka mabilis ka huminga kapag excited ka. And when you are depressed, you keep on sighing, di ba? You sigh most often, very often. So, and then when you are nervous, mabilis din ang iyong breathing. Yun yung meron din tayong mga anxiety attacks. So, and then when we are calm, our breathing is deep and regular. Have you noticed that in your breathing? Like when kinakabahan ka, mabilis siya. So yun na yung parang nagpapalpitate na ang iyong puso. So that's how we also know kung ano yung state mo right now. You just be aware of your breathing. Okay, so when it comes down, that just means that you are calm. Okay, so um, can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, so the benefit of Sunya, again, those are the two reverse counting and breathing are part of Sunya meditation or Sunya practice. And Sunya is one of many things, or Sunya is one of the many tools that you can opt to when you'd like to reset your mind, and it's what we're imploring you to practice right now. So the benefits of Sunya. So we have four, although we have a lot, but at least we will share four. So first is this is also based on my experience. So Sunya is actually a personal practice. So that's why we suggest that you have a journal so you can write down your experiences or the benefits of Sunya for you. For me is it allows me to think clearly. This is also, these four are the common benefits niya also. So it allows me to think clearly. So hindi na agitated. So whenever, so I ano, son is a student, and he is actively he actively joins our Sunya practice because it allows him also to think clearly when it comes to classes. It's really wonderful if they start their day with Sunya meditation. So it's a good practice for students. Sorry for that. And the second benefit of Sunya is patience. Yeah, because in sitting down, the very thing or the first thing that you do is to sit down and do the practice is also a sign that you are becoming very patient with yourself. And then when you are patient enough for you, you will be patient also to whatever situation, whoever you're facing. So that's also one of the benefits of Sunya. So patience. Also in our practice, we always remind everybody to be patient with yourself during this practice, because you don't really need to get it perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect practice in Sunya or perfect in anything. So yeah, so that's what you can that's the second benefit of Sunya. And then the third is our emotions become stable. So this is really wonderful because palagi kaming, not palagi, but it's also common that sometimes we do not react not to things, and things don't bother us anymore. It's not because we are numb, but because, we feel more, um like, it's more than anything, I mean, imbis na maka-feel ng, like, for example, this one, okay, uh we 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 feel more compassion to everybody instead of making anything significant. So we can, sorry, I'm distracted. Okay, so we become more aware of our emotions. Like, for example, something is going on, or somebody passed on or passed away. So we don't really feel like, hala, numb na ako, hindi ako nakaka-feel ng anything, but more like, we're just there, we just observe our emotions, and we do not just allow our emotions to rule over us. So that's the wonderful thing about practicing Sunya daily. So emotions become stable. And then, number 4 is compassion. So, nauna na pala ako sa compassion. So, yan. You become more compassionate on everything. Because compassion is actually greater than um, love. So it's something that you cannot really define by words. So you will just know it when you know it. When you practice Sunya, it's really great. It's the greatest feeling, actually. So we feel more, you become more compassionate, and you become, or you will be more grateful. Gratitude is actually, gratitude and compassion are two great things that you benefit from Sunya. So yun. Thank you. And I hope that it's not so fast and you get me. And next slide, please. Thank you. So, thank you, Tina. Yes, and for mental health, so this one is our top, our ano, wait lang. So, Sunya for mental health. So, Sunya is what we do with Sunya. So, we train the body first. So, we train the body. That's why we have pre-Sunya exercises before tayo magpa-practice ng Sunya meditation. We do pre-Sunya exercises, which are which ano yan, yung nakakatulong siya with our whole body function. So we will show you later how it is done. And also, part of training the body is the gynotherapy as well. So that's why it's really important to also feed your body with enough enzymes, because it also contributes. So everything is connected in Shunya. And then we train the breathing. So yun na yung reverse counting and breathing. And then we train the mind. So everything is just connected. So first we train the body, the breathing, and the mind. So if you are someone, or if you know someone who is going through clinical depression, you introduce of course, gynotherapy is also a key. And then you introduce Sunya. So if someone is suffering from clinical depression, usually you cannot really tell them to practice from 9 to 0, 29 to 0, and 99 to 0. Be patient with them, and if you are the one who is going through clinical depression, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. You can actually practice from 3 3210. You just start from 3210. And you can also do the pre-swinging exercises, which we will show you in a while. So in Sunya, we do not condition the mind. So we train the mind. Conditioning the mind is not actually training the mind. So we just condition the mind. So it's like it's a lie. That it's kind of a lie. Like we just condition our mind, but we don't do that in Sunya. We train, and training requires daily practice. Okay, so we train the mind. How do we train the mind? Do it daily, practice it daily. So not just like when you feel like doing it, but you practice it daily. A simple 9 to 0 will do. If you are suffering from clinical depression and you cannot yang hindi mo magawa ang 9 to 0, practice 3 to 0, and then little by little. And again, that's why it's wonderful to have a Sunya journal, so you can keep track on your progress, because it's also wonderful to celebrate yourself for every milestone that you get or you achieve. So there you go. I hope that one is clear. So yes, and next slide, please. So here it is. We'll just show you a little bit of the pre-Sunya exercises. So we're about to practice the full Sunya. So full set of Sunya. So I hope that you are ready. So you can stand up and you can follow our Sunyati on the screen. So this one is hand swinging exercise. So hand swinging exercise, ang contribution nito sa body is it helps in blood circulation. So the one thing also that makes us depressed is that we don't do any movement. So when somebody is depressed, sometimes kulang kasi ang circulation ng circulation ng dugo is hindi masyado maganda. So that's why it's also wonderful to move your body and to allow your blood to circulate well, kasi para meron ding enough oxygen na pumupunta sa ating brain. And there. So this one is wonderful because nakwento rin ni Dr. Lim before na merong cancer patient na ginagawa niya to for like, I think 1,000 times, or I'm not sure about the numbers, but this one is also daily. We do this daily. So yeah, if you care for you or care for someone, yes, that's 1,000 times daily. So if you care for someone, you can share this pre-Sunya exercise to them, because this one is really wonderful. So how you do it, you bend your knee, you slightly bend your knees, legs slightly apart, and then slightly bend your knees. Yung makikita mo lang yung toe, big toe mo. Just enough for you to see your big toes. And then you start swinging your hands. When you swing your hands, hanggang dito lang siya sa shoulder level lang. So, not here, not like this, because kapag ginawa mo siya dito, merong parang heavy na mararamdaman mo dito. So, it's not relaxing as well. So, you just do this here. And yeah, if you are just starting to practice this one, you can practice this for like 10 times, 1 to 10 or 30 times, and then slowly you can pwede ka na mag pataas ng pataas. So for me, I practice this 300 times daily. Yes, start with 10 and then slowly increase. So I do this 300 times daily. That's before practicing Sunya, because it also yang makapayat din siya, guys. So, so this one is also wonderful. And yes, so if you are following, you can start now. You can do 10. So, and as you, if pa-end ka na, just slow down lang. Not full stop. So, hayaan mong mag-stop ang kamay mo na mag-swing. So, can we play that, January? So, just look at the video. Okay. And then don't forget to breathe. Okay. So again, Sunya is a personal practice. So you're not here for competition or for pagalingan. So it's just you. This is your own practice. This is your personal tool. So this is in your toolbox and you do not allow people to borrow your toolbox. So yeah, this is yours. And it's a wonderful thing to practice it daily para makita mo kung ano na ang progress mo sa araw-araw. So this is the hand swinging exercise. You can start with 10 and then next day you can do 15 or anything. So yeah, as you move along sa bawat araw, you write it down in your journal and celebrate your progress. So next exercise after the hand swinging, we have the hand raising exercise. So hand raising, this one is slow, not too slow, but at least you breathe in up. So hanggang at least until your eyebrows. So it's what you do is, it's okay, Shanier. What you do is you para kang mag-hug ng tree. So I'll show you. So it's like hugging a tree. It's like this. You hug a tree and then sa puson siya banda or sa I do not know, tama ba? Pusod, navel. Right? Ano ba Tagalog ng pusod? So yeah, navel or sa puson. So sacral chakra, if you're familiar. So here, and then you raise it up. Raise it up. Not like this again. So parang hanggang sa forehead mo or sa eyebrows. Just enough. So para kang nag-hug ng tree. Okay, so as you raise your hands up, you inhale. And as you put it down, you exhale. So if sorry for slow na video, but it's also good that you can see it slowly as he does it, as Mr. Pradeep does it slowly. So it's like that. You can start with 10, 9. This one is reversed. We count in reverse because it's kalma. So in the previous one, yung hand raising, you count forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And with this one, you count backwards. So this is the start of reverse counting. So practice it with reverse counting. So inhale up and exhale. Now the benefit of this one, of the hand raising exercise, is while you are doing this, ito na position, hugging the tree, you can actually ma-feel mo ang energy. There will be tingling of there must be no. Usually we will feel the tingling of our fingers. It's the energy. So this one helps in the chi energy circulation to your body. So this is really good and this is very calming. And then after mo mag-hand raising, you collect all energies and then you place it here sa iyong puson kung saan ka nag-start. So just 3 times. I hope everyone is following. So these are parts of our full Sunya practice, full set of practice. So we have been practicing the full set of Sunya for years now. And it's really wonderful. Um why is this required? Because if to some we sit in meditation for long, 15 minutes is also long na for your body, 'di ba? So you warm up, you allow movements, you practice movements before starting the meditation. So there, those are the two, including the sealing of energy. So we have hand raising and we have hand swinging and hand raising exercise. So I hope that you did it there and there. That's the collecting of energies. And you seal it. So next slide, please. Okay. And there you go. Okay. So, okay. So while waiting for the next slide, lahat ba tayo dito familiar na sa Sunya? So that we can, later on, we can just move on to our practice. And Shanur, where is it? Can we do next slide? Okay, so yeah, before we proceed and while waiting for Tina, can I see a thumbs up for people who kung sino yung nakakapag or aware na si Sunya or nagpa-practice na. So we have here the DXN Philippine team is practicing already. And we also have Mr. and Mrs. Roa and Miss Monina and Dawn. Okay, hello, Hagiar. Just aware and learning. Okay, at least you already know how to practice Sunya and to do Sunya. So while waiting for Tina, do you have any questions about Sunya and mental health awareness? Okay, none so far. All right, so we're moving on kahit nawala ang screen. So those are the two pre-Sunya exercises. Now let's move on to our Sunya exercise. Okay, the full Sunya meditation. So for today, we will do 9 to 0, and then 29 to 0, and 99 to 0. So in Sunya, the full set of breathing, like inhale, exhale, is 1 count. So inhale 9, exhale. Inhale 8, exhale. Inhale 7, exhale. So that's what we do in Sunya. So yan yung pagka-count natin sa Sunya. And Tina is back. Tina is forward. So yun ang counting ng Sunya. If you are new, okay, so we have from Malaysia, I guess. So if you're someone new to Sunya, so that's how we do Shunyata. So okay, so okay. So that's how you count in Sunya. And before we practice, so after the hand, okay, so next. So yeah, and during the practice of Sunya, we do not make any movements. So hindi tayo pwedeng gumalaw. Hindi pwede. So why hindi pwede? It's because when you move, although sometimes you cannot control it. Kapag may makate, sometimes we are tempted to scratch it. So why can't we move during the practice? It's because when we do movement, when we do any movement during the Sunya practice, you actually lose count of your breathing. So it happens, it also happened to us. Mawawala ka, and then, and although it's not really a problem, you can always start sa 9 or sa 29 or kung saan ka, can catch up. But again, that's why we don't do any movement during Sunya, so you can practice it fully. And there. So again, one full cycle of breath is one count. So inhale, exhale is one number, and then until you reach 0. If you started with 9 and then end with 0, you can move on to 29 and then 0 and then 99 and then 0. So to those who are practicing the bigger practice, you know when to do the single count. So we will talk about that in a different session. So next slide, please. Okay, so again, when you practice Sunya, sorry, you can sit full lotus back. Pwede kang umupo in a full lotus position. You can sit in half lotus position or just cross leg position. So hands on your knees are sometimes it's kanya naka-hold ka lang sa iyong knees, or no need for mudra, no need for any sign like this one. We don't really require this. So it's okay if you just relax your hands on your knees or on your lap. So there, are you ready to practice Sunya? So settle yourself in the most comfortable position and relax your body. Okay, relax your shoulders, spine straight, and close your eyes. And you can start practicing your Sunya from 9 to 0, 29 to 0, and 99 to 0. We shall see you in a few. Or if you can, you just practice 9 to 0 and 29 to 0. It's up to you. We'll be back after 15 minutes.
looking forward to that. We're all excited to listen again to our Dato and CEO, Dr. Lim Xiaojin. So I'm inviting again everyone to please join us. So we're here on Zoom meeting and Facebook Live as well. So same, that will be on Monday and on the 21st. So you can still catch up the rest of the 21 days challenge. Just follow our Facts Tribe, the one that is created, headed by our Double Diamond Miss Tina Swelto. Thank you, Miss Tina, for that wonderful initiative. So you can catch up all those who started today and follow the 21-day challenge set for this month of October for you to learn more about the Sunya. So that's all for my part. Thanks everyone for joining and see you again on Monday. Miss Tina, you have some more announcements?
Okay. I will just remind, thank you po, Miss Juliet and the rest of the DXN Philippines and management. I know we've extended 21 minutes of your time. And so, yeah, what else is possible? We'll just like to remind you that the 21 day Sunya course will also qualify you to join the Red Belt certification on the 25th with Mr. Pradeep Kumar. So it's a certification class with camera on. So this one won't be, I think, on FB Live because it's gonna be a session where you get certified. So after the session, pag na-complete mo and naka-on yung camera mo and na-check yung body position mo, you will have a certificate that is also signed by that of Dr. Lim Xiaojin. So, and then you are now certified to also teach Sunya. So this will also, if you have the Red Belt certification, you will also, that will qualify you to go next step, which is the Orange Belt certification. So we're gearing up na magdami yung ating Red Belt certificate, Red Belt certified practitioners. Kasi currently in the Philippines, we only have 14. Kasi next, yung Orange Belt, si Dr. Lim lang po ang nagsicertify. So bago po, mas maganda pa kung marami tayo so that around hindi masayang yung time ni Dr. Lim na konti lang i-certify niya. So we're gearing up and we're also in collaboration with DXN Malaysia right now na isabay na lang din ang Orange Belt because Orange Belt will be longer. So si Red Belt po 2 hours to 3 hours. Orange Belt is 3 times a day po tayo mag-meet para po siyang retreat tapos 3 sets. So minsan umabot po siya ng 12 midnight because I jumped in on DXN India. So yeah, so I'm just letting you know so that you get you have an awareness na ano yung commitment natin for Orange Belt certification. And once again, all the Sunya Council are volunteers. And as volunteers, we're doing this as part of our duty and as an advanced parang practice in Sunya. First practice of Sunya is the reverse counting. And the second practice is doing your duty, which is also to promote Sunya. And if you're a DXN member, you are promoting health, wealth, and happiness. Yun lang po. And thank you so much for joining us in our 21 day and every Mondays and honoring and acknowledging again our management in DXN Philippines. Kasi ito, hindi din to siya mandatory for them. I don't think so. They're also doing it on their own, in their own initiative as well to contribute to Sunya. So thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. Bye for now and see you again Monday.